Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Happy Thursday, the day that Rishi Sunak said he's got an election. I didn't know he had a Chinese accent. Yeah, we got an election. Do you remember Benny Hill saying all that? Well, he had the bloke on there, didn't he, on his show, playing a Japanese bloke. He played a Japanese bloke like that, or a Chinese man. And he said, where are you staying? I have a right. Yes, you have a right to stay in England. No, I have a right. Yes, no one's disputing you don't have a right. No, a cow's on an eye of a right. Yeah, and then he said, where are you staying? I'm staying in Norfolk. Really? Anyway, we've got an election on the 4th of July. The 4th of July, that's going to clash with the fireworks with all the Americans, and the Scottish people are saying, oh, this is a bit unfair because we go on holiday in Scotland on the 4th of July. It's when the kids go on holiday. Well, just nip out and vote. Really, it's all a bit silly. Do you think he's right to call an election on the 4th of July? He's behind in the polls, but I'm here to tell you, folks, and you'll probably want to switch off after I've said this, but a vote for Labour will open the door to every illegal immigrant in Europe. We will be a soft touch. Don't think about Keir Starmer. He'd say anything to get a vote, wouldn't he? Look at the front bench. Just look at your David Lammes and that Gingerbird and all this assortment of lefty, awful council house people. They're going to welcome immigrants with open arms. Mayor Khan's going to get more power because his friends from Labour are in. And London will be wiped off the face of the earth. Well, it will still be there, but it will be behind enemy lines. Don't you worry about that. I'm not saying vote Conservative. I'm saying don't vote Labour. Some good news for Rishi Sunak is that Nigel Farage is not going to stand. Nigel Farage is not going to be an MP for Reform. Okay, I've got some mates in Reform. Richard Tice is a nice enough man, and Lee Anderson is a good pal. I vote Conservative, and I'm going to vote Conservative because I always have voted Conservative, and I believe the way forward, if you vote Reform, it's a vote for Labour, I think. Have a go. I'm not telling you what to do. Just don't fucking vote for Labour. Vote for the Greens. You know, them silly housewives, you know. Women's Institute people, all they want to do, we do some knitting and have a big marrow contest. So Nigel, guess what Nigel's going to do? Nigel is concentrating on helping Donald Trump get elected. Yeah, I mean, really? Shouldn't he get his court case over with first? Apparently the judge doesn't like Donald Trump very much. That's the word round the legal campfire in America. But Nigel will be nipping across the pond and helping Donald Trump become president. Well, it is a shame. And I think Nigel would make a great MP. But here's the thing. Why would he give up doing what he's doing now and earning a nice few quid to be an MP? For what do they get? 80 grand a year? And then every time you pay for your flat or you go somewhere or you put a receipt in for a car, people say you're fiddling. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's another bit of good news as well for Richie. Inflation has dropped 10%. That's not bad, is it? Inflation has dropped what? 10% drop. Oh no, migration. Net migration figure has dropped by 10%. Why is that? Because the weather has been so shitty that people can't come over here on the boat, or what? I just don't get it. Well, all I know is there's going to be loads and loads and loads of them coming over here. And I want to end this little bit on YouTube here today by saying, if you vote Labour, you are giving our country away. You are giving our country away. Vote for someone else. Vote Conservative. Let's get the job finished. Now, I'm going to go over to Ustream in a minute and talk about what happened with British Airways. Now, British Airways, what can you say about them? Shite. That's what they're going to say about them. And I had the journey from hell. Never mind that poor soul that was killed and other people injured on that flight with Singapore Airlines. Good heavens, that's absolutely awful, isn't it? And after it happens, in mid-air, our plane broke down as well. And the pilot came on and my arse gripped the seat. I didn't need a seatbelt on. If we'd have dropped it, people hit the ceiling, the poor bastards. No, my arse was gripping that seat. I was making buttons on that seat. Don't worry about this. So I'm going to leave you all happy with a great bit of news from the Sun newspaper. And it's important news. Britney Spears lying naked on the beach. I know she's bonkers, but I love her. Right, let's go over to Ustream. Why don't you come and join me, ustream.com. Or if you've got a smart TV, go to your app store and join. Simple as that. Grab a package, if you pardon the expression, and come and join. Have a look at Ustream. Go into our website. Go and have a little look. Go to the shop. Buy lots of things. There's loads of things here. There's an auto-cue timer thing here. Why aren't I using it? Because the auto-cue is nothing on it today because there's no bloody news. All the news is Rishi has got an election. He got an erection, yeah, with a squirrel on the end of it. All right. Don't forget, folks, I'm on the television tomorrow night, Channel 5. I've actually seen it. I've seen it. It's all right. They got a few things wrong. The biggest thing they got wrong was they pick on the headlines, don't they? And the headlines was that I refused to go on in Plymouth because there were disabled people in the front row. So here on Ustream and YouTube, I'm going to tell you the story. The Plymouth Pavilions. Right, I'm getting the teeth done on Wednesday. Plymouth Pavilions, 2,000 people, right, jammed. Clive Cooper, who's my support act, had a little look through the curtains and he went, oh my God, what are they doing? I said, what's happening? He said, look. And I peered round the curtains like that. They couldn't see me. And the organisers, for some reason, the theatre people, there's a council-run place, they wheeled 18 people in wheelchairs in front of the front row. These weren't disabled people that have bought tickets in the front row. They have every right to do that. Of course they do. No. These were wheeled from the disabled place at the back there at the side and wheeled in the front. And these were people not with just walking and movement disabilities. These were severely ill people and they weren't quiet at all. And so I asked if they'd be moved. And I actually went round with Flo, the minder, and I spoke to the first person in a wheelchair, some woman. And she said, if you want us moved, we're going to complain to the newspapers and the papers that you are discriminating against the disabled. And I suddenly smelt a rat that I was being set up. So I did not go on. I said, unless I have an audience, proper audience, I can't have this. And I did not go on. And so I didn't just drive there and think there's some people in a wheelchair. I'll tell you what, I'll go on. I won't go on tonight and I'll lose 30,000 quid of ticket revenue. No, it would have been impossible to do the show. These poor buggers were making so much noise. They can't help it. They didn't even know where they were, some of them. So why were they wheeled in front of the front row? There you go. But I'm the bad guy. Jim refuses to go on because of disabled people. Jim takes the piss out of the disabled. Believe what you want, but that's the truth. Have a little look and see what you think and drop me a line on Ustream. Go on the website thing and you can email me on the support. I think it's support something or other in it. Yes, Abby don't know. She's got the sore throat. Don't know what she's been doing. Right, I'm going over to Ustream proper and we'll carry on and talk about my flight from hell. Right then, for one night only, me, Jim Davidson, OBE, supported by the hilarious Jerry Kay and Ustream's Laughter Pass winner Patrick Smith.
4 or 5 black guys being chased down the road by loads and loads of white people. I rang the police. They palmed me off with some shit about it being called the London Marathon or something, you know.
In the army. Now, we had a more direct approach. Like, if someone's not doing their job, what you do is you punch them in the kidneys and then they do their job. Yeah. But yeah, it turns out that don't count as a transferable skill.
Look at you, I bet your chin's hit more balls than Ian Botham's bat.
Join us for this stand-up special at Great Yarmouth Britannia Pier. Oh, it's on the 26th of July.
For you young people that's watching, jokes are what we laugh at.
Get your tickets by calling 01493 842209.